Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Well, on his first full day in office, it's down to business for Governor Wes Moore and Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller. The two met this morning with Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown and U.S. Attorney Eric Barron to talk about public safety, an issue Moore says is a core reason why he ran for public service.
And that is going to mean things like ensuring that we can have the proper resources and that the state government is putting together the proper resources necessary and needed in order to have all of our agencies doing their work. And that includes things like we were talking about earlier, about exploring a solution to the Chesapeake Detention Center.
And this is really an opportunity for me and the United States Attorney's Office to reaffirm our partnership with the state of Maryland and in support of our mission to uphold the rule of law, to protect civil rights, and to make our communities safer.
Moore says they will also tap into other resources, including how to utilize state police, along with addressing vacancies in departments. Well, Governor Wes Moore has signed a number of executive orders aimed at climate change, cannabis reform, paid leave, and reproductive rights. Moore's action comes a day after he was sworn in, frees up $69 million in previously withheld funds. The investments address what Moore calls critical programs and services. The biggest chunk, $46 million, will go towards Cannabis Reform Act funds, which will create taxation frameworks aimed in part at equity and transparency. Local police are searching for a missing person who's identified as 33-year-old Wesley Walker Jr. Investigators say he was last seen at around 6:30 last night driving a black 2019 Audi A6 in the area of Woodyard Road and Pineview Lane in Clinton. The car's Maryland tags 3FB2481. Walker is 5 feet 8, 180 pounds. If you have information about his whereabouts, you're asked to get in contact with police. Well, a car crash turns deadly in Capitol Heights. The victim is ID'd as 58-year-old Lorenzo Saunders of the district. Police were called to the intersection of Addison Road and Wilburn Drive last night for a two-vehicle car crash. Investigators say Saunders was traveling southbound on Addison Road when the car crossed the double lines and hit the van. Saunders died on the scene. The driver of the van taken to the hospital. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Well, he's busy at work today. New Maryland Governor Wes Moore had some time to celebrate last night. Taylor Thomas was at the inaugural gala in Baltimore. We'll have a story right now after the break.
Control of your retirement in just a few clicks. At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. After seeing a steady decline in the county's positivity rate since the beginning of the month, it's now up slightly to 13.7%. The state's health department has confirmed 848 new cases. 7 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours, and 706 people are hospitalized. Well, are you storing extra at-home COVID-19 tests for possible future use? If so, you're not alone. But what should you do if the kit is past its expiration date? The FDA says you should not use expired tests as they may not be accurate, but before you toss them out, check the FDA's website as a number of tests have extended deadlines. More than a dozen of the 30 authorized testing kits have extended use time. To check if your testing kit has an expiration date that's extended, go to fda.gov and search for the COVID test expiration. Well, it was a night of fanfare and celebration in the city of Baltimore for the new Moore-Miller administration. Taylor Thomas has the story.
The inaugural ball, which was named the People's Ball by First Lady Dawn Moore, was filled with people from all over the state and beyond who came out to celebrate their historic win.
Like a fresh beginning. There's so much opportunity, so much hope, so much expectation, but I think we're together ready for it.
This is Maryland's first black governor, and when Barack Obama became the first black president of the United States, I took my boys to vote, and my sons are here with me tonight as Maryland introduces their first black governor to the state of Maryland.
This is a historic day and something I hope that African Americans all over the country and people in general, an Indian American as a lieutenant governor, we are making progress despite what people are telling us. We just got to stop listening to the distractions and keep moving on, because this right here proves that we're moving in the right direction.
More than 8,000 well-wishers poured into the Baltimore Convention Center to celebrate the historic Moore Miller win. It's the state's first black governor, Wes Moore, and the state's first South Asian Lieutenant Governor, Aruna Miller. But both candidates, when asked, were quick to say that their campaign and that their administration was more than about being the first, and that they plan to hit the ground running on day one.
If at the end of the day, if that's all people remember, then I missed the assignment. That the assignment is to make sure that all of the issues that we've been working on, and frankly, that I've been working on my entire adult life, that if we're not moving towards creating a resolution to these things, and if we're not making a government that can be more responsive and more inclusive and provide lift to families, then simply being the first wasn't enough.
Lieutenant Governor, who is a civil engineer by trade, says she will focus on transportation and, of course, STEM.
I want to focus on transit, in particular public transit, to make that more dependable and reliable, because when we can do that, we make it more equitable for people who need to rely on it in order to get to jobs, to get to places of worship, to get to hospitals, whatever it may be.
The Moore Miller administration begins their first full day of work with a number of issues before them, including filling some 7,000 vacant state positions, improving the educational system, and violence.
We understand this is a partnership, but the local jurisdictions need a partner. And so we plan on, working very closely both with our, if you talk about Baltimore, our local state's attorney, as well as the U.S. attorney, because the things that we'd spoken about during the campaign trail, well, we are hyper focused on making sure that we are getting and keeping violent offenders off of our streets, people who continue to terrorize communities, that we are hyper-focused on making sure that we can keep illegal guns out of our neighborhoods, and that we're hyper-focused on making sure that we have intelligence sharing.
Moore says that they are ready to work with both sides of the aisle to make the state of Maryland the best place to live and work. From Baltimore, Maryland, I'm Taylor Thomas for CTV News.
Now that the celebrations are over, it's time for the real work to begin. Locally, leaders say they are happy about the new governor, and they want to make sure that he keeps his promise to residents.
We want to focus on equality and equity of housing. We want to make sure people have the proper access to health care. We just have the new University of Maryland Regional Medical Center that's right down in downtown Largo, Maryland. So we're going to continue to make sure that the cancer unit gets built.
Sure that education is the priority. We want to make sure that the blueprint is definitely fulfilled. We want to make sure that kids are educated, teachers are provided what they need, and that's the goal. We want to make sure that education is the priority in this county.
Leaders are also looking for support from the administration in curbing violent crime in the county. Well, Southeast Asians are excited about the new Moore Miller administration. Many in the crowd last night expressed how happy they are that the governor chose an Indian American as a running mate, and they are extremely proud of the role Miller will play in leading the state of Maryland for the next 4 years.
It's a great privilege, and he recognized the Indian Americans and their contributions in industries, education, and various fields. That is amazing, a great thing for all of us.
Actually, Indians are very happy to elect Aruna Miller along with Wes Moore, and we only give a message to our community to unite and move forward to make Maryland better and best state of the United States.
Well, the inaugural ball played tribute to Aruna's Indian culture through traditional dance and music. More news and sports after the break. Please stay tuned.
Simon Bugs here, and coming up, I have some great news for UMD football fans, and I'll be talking about the Wizards' victory last night. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back. Prince George's police are investigating a shooting overnight in Edmonston. It happened in the 5600 block of Lafayette Place. When police arrived, they found a woman suffering from gunshot wounds. Investigators say the victim was a rideshare driver but was not the intended target. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact police. Well, parents who have been struggling to access funds in their child's 529 college funds account are scheduled to speak at a hearing today in Annapolis. They're trying to get answers from the House Appropriations Committee as to why they haven't been able to access funds in their accounts for nearly a year. A calculation error is reportedly the root of the problem. The program froze interest earnings last spring until the mistakes could be corrected, but problems have yet to be fixed.
Fan favorite is returning to the gridiron. Talia Tagovailoa, quarterback for the UMD football team, has announced that he will be returning for his senior season. The Terps QB has had an impressive college career up until this point. He has set school records for passing yards, passing touchdowns, total touchdowns, completions, and completion percentage, just to name a few. Tagovailoa has also led the Terps to back-to-back bowl games. Moving on to the NBA, the Wizards added another game to the win column as they came out on top against the New York Knicks last night, 116-105. Bradley Beal, who played in his first game since January 3rd, had 18 points.
Being healthy is the biggest thing, and my availability, our availability, making sure we stay healthy and we're available. And then, once we see what we're able to do and we contribute to games like this, anything can happen. The sky's the limit for us. We got a lot of ground to make up. But this definitely helps in that regard, being able to have healthy bodies and our core guys and make this push.
The Wizards will play their next game against the Orlando Magic on Saturday. Now, moving on to high school basketball, the Bowie High School girls basketball team will be going up against High Point High School tonight at 7 o'clock. And the Bladensburg High School boys basketball team will be taking the court as they go up against Wise High School tonight at 7 o'clock as well. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Now let's now get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast tonight. More showers with fog in some areas with a low around 42 degrees. Tomorrow and Saturday, mostly sunny with temps ranging from 50 to 29 degrees. Sunday morning, partly sunny. The afternoon will bring a chance of showers with high temps near 47 degrees. And that's your CTV News Update. I'm Byron Scott. Good night.
This is a message from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. VA Video Connect, VA's secure app for video visits, allows veterans to meet with VA healthcare providers on a smartphone, computer, or tablet. With the Caregiver Connect scheduling option, veterans can invite up to 5 guests, such as a caregiver or family member, to attend their visit. The app is convenient for veterans who live far from a VA facility or have limited access to VA facilities, for those with health conditions that make it hard to travel, or when there's a lack of time to attend in-person appointments. Veterans should talk to their provider to see if a VA Video Connect visit is a good option. Learn more by going to telehealth.va.gov. That's telehealth.va.gov.